my fellow comic book collectors. This is the Price Variance Show, and we are going to talk about movie related comics. We're going to be showing some pretty cool comics, at least I am, I think. Mark's probably going to show some cool stuff too.
Mine won't be as expensive as Alan's, but just as cool.
Yeah. So, Mark, what's your first book, actually?
Right. This is a film that I loved as a kid. Okay. Young kid, this was one of my favorite movies. And it was The Great Race with Tony Curtis and
I like that. I like that movie too.
Jack Lemmon. This is a Dell Movie Classics cover from 1966. And it was The Great Race was a Warner film in 1965. It's a sort of classic, sort of oldie style car race with Jack Lemmon, as you can see there, dressed up as a baddie. So he's a sort of probably a prototype Dick Dastardly.
I think of the being
I think the Wacky Racers were probably
Wacky Racers was based on this. Yeah, totally.
Natalie Wood looking very sexy in a sort of furry coat there. And obviously Tony Curtis as the goody. Right. If you've never seen The Great Race, probably if you're not as old as me or Alan, you've never even heard of it. It is worth a watch.
It's fun.
Yeah. It was one of those films that, whenever it was on the TV when I was a kid, I'd pester my parents to let me watch it. So there we go. The Great Race.
That's a fun one. Okay. Well, the movie for this has sort of debatable, like whether people like it or not. I actually like the movie, so I'm going to go with it. It's John Carter of Mars.
Oh yeah.
So people were kind of but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it's a good popcorn movie. So this is four color Dell 4-color 375. This is actually the first appearance of the character Dejah Thoris. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's her on the back. I don't know.
She's now more popular than John Carter.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, she was kind of sexy. She kind of wears these like metal bras kind of thing, and very interesting woman. That's why I picked up the book. I didn't pick up John Carter.
Red Sonja of Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wearing sexy clothes and, kind of a little bit actiony, kind of fun stuff going on. I actually like the whole concept of John Carter. He basically has his body on Earth, and then he projects over to Mars, which is interesting. It's like a different way of space travel. So I liked it, and I like the fact that on Mars, if we went there, we could be like 10 times stronger because we were used to the heavy gravity, right? We're kind of like Superman.
Our muscles, we could leap kilometers one bound.
Yeah, exactly. So that I like that whole idea, right? So John Carter of Mars. That's
nice.
My first choice.
You've only bought that because it's the first Dejah Thoris, right?
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Okay, so my picks are all from a similar era. So this is still from the 60s. It's films from the 60s. And this again was another film. You've probably never heard of this. Nobody's going to have heard of this. But I did watch it as a kid and really quite enjoyed it. It probably doesn't bear rewatching because the special effects are now probably so dated. But this was Atlantis, the Lost Continent.
All right. That's something that I'd watch. That's the kind of movie I like.
Yeah. So this is Dell 4-color again from 1961 from the MGM 1961. So it was it was a decent. It wasn't a B film. It was a main film. And prizes, Alan, announcing a big Dell Comics contest. So we're probably too late to enter, though.
Oh, I was going to enter. Shoot.
You probably have won a free trip to the set of Atlantis, the Lost. So another film I enjoyed. These are all films I enjoyed as a kid because they came on TV. So this was on TV in the 60s in the UK. And we were not used to big special effects and that type of thing. When was Ben Hur? when was Ben-Hur? Was that Ben-Hur was
like
60?
in the 60s, 65 or something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we hadn't had, but so we were still pre-Ben-Hur, and we liked this type of stuff.
Yeah, I was a big Ben-Hur fan.
Yeah, my little black and white television at home. We didn't get
Hmm.
we didn't get color until 1972. So
Wow. I was still not born, so I can't
okay.
really, I didn't know. I didn't know. Um, okay. The next, actually, I'm debating about which one to show next. I will show this one next. Even so, we're keeping it all in the 50s so far. This is 1959.
Oh, very
This
good.
is a
I
book
like
I
that.
know somebody needs in his
Oh
run.
no, I got it.
Oh,
No,
you got it.
yeah, no, I picked it up about a month ago. I did a video showing it.
Oh,
I finally bit the bullet. It was in one of the big UK auctions in a
oh
3.5.
nice. Oh,
Uh,
3.5. That's really good.
yeah, no, and I got it for about 70% of fair market value, so I just went for it because
Oh,
it's
why not?
the
That's
most.
great.
It was the most expensive one I still had to get. Um,
Hmm.
Sorry, Alan and I are having a personal conversation here. So it's Brave and the Bold. I've only got about 6 to get. This was the most expensive.
This is the big book.
Yeah,
So this one is the first appearance of Rick Flag,
yeah.
and it's the first appearance of the Suicide Squad. This is Brave and the Bold 25. I just, believe it or not, I like, at the time of recording this, I I just watched Suicide Squad 2 again, because the first time I watched Suicide Squad, I watched it with my wife, and she was like hating on it the whole time, and then she actually walked out.
The Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad 2,
Yeah, the
the
Suicide
second.
Squad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
the better one.
yeah, yeah. So she walked out on it. She was mad at me for about a week afterwards. She hated it that much.
Really?
Yeah, so like I kind of want to rewatch it where I didn't have those negative like situations going on. It was better. I still like, there's things about it that kind of bothered me, but for the most part it was better. Yeah, so this is, but I like Suicide Squad. I like the whole idea of like a team that is, putting it out on the line, and you never know if they're going to survive, kind of idea.
And
So
Rick Flag, I think the original Rick Flag is the leader of the Creature Commandos.
oh really?
Yeah.
So
Go,
they're going to bring them back?
the Creature Commandos are coming
Yeah,
back.
of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Go and look
Are
at
they going to bring Rick Flag back as well?
go and look at the picture he's got of the Creature Commandos, and I think the guy who looks normal, who's leading them, is Rick Flag.
Oh wow. Okay.
The dad, the one who's in that one.
Yeah, yeah. So this is, yeah. So maybe this might become worth something.
Well, it might get worth even more.
No, yeah, it's always a great book. So what does it say? It says Colonel Rick Flag, Jess Bright, Dr. Hugh Evans, and Karen Grace
Yeah.
all made their first appearance.
Yeah.
And the first appearance of Suicide Squad. It's a great book.
Nice one.
Okay.
Right. Now, I haven't seen this film, but I am going to go and watch it because I think it sounds great. And this is a Dell movie classic, and it's Die Monster Die from 1906, and that's a Boris Karloff picture.
Yeah, I was going to say that's Boris Karloff. Yeah, I know all my original.
I don't think I've seen this film, but it's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, The Color Out of Space. So I like.
Oh, I know that story. Okay, yeah.
This is based on that story. So I like my H.P. Lovecraft. I quite like a bit of old style horror, and I quite like myself a bit of Boris Karloff. So
they actually made The Color of Space. I think it had Nicolas Cage or one of those actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, maybe I'll watch both then. Maybe I'll watch the original Boris.
It was okay. It was so-so. It wasn't the best movie ever.
Okay.
But it was okay.
Yeah, so I quite like this this cover here from Dell Movie Classics. Astonishing. I know, astounding, strange, weird, the incredible force of evil strikes fear into the house at the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool cover. It kind of looks like an old movie poster.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does look like, exactly. It does. So I quite like that. And I checked this out. It's quite a pricey little book. in high grade. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. One sec here. I'm not sure if I have another from the 50s. No, I don't. Oh well, so I'm gonna show, this is just a small book, but this is the Ultimate Fallout number 4. This is the first appearance of Miles Morales. I'm not sure if you've seen this one before.
I have. All right, then yes, I've seen a few copies of it as well.
Yeah, actually, it's one of those ones. I don't know, like considering how many copies there are of it.
Why is this a movie comic?
Well, there's a movie. Actually, they're going to make a second one, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
And since this is the main character from it, that's why I chose it.
Okay.
So I'm actually pretty excited to see Into the Spider-Verse number 2. I kind of like Miles Morales, but not as much as I like Gwen Stacy. So I like the whole
like John Carter from Mars and Deja Thoris.
I always go for the girls. You know, I'm not really into the boys. Sorry. I'm not Tonka. So yeah. So
But maybe not anybody who didn't watch our Western series.
Yeah, it'll all make sense if you watch all our videos. So you have to watch all our videos to get my humor sometimes. But yeah, so I'm excited to see Into the Spider-Verse 2. I think it could be great. I like the idea that they can. In some ways, the multiverse has good things and bad things about it. In a way, it kind of devalues all the characters because, like, it's like, oh well, if he dies, there's a million more of them to replace him. But I do like the idea that you can take a character and try different things with them.
Yeah.
And that's what I do like about Miles Morales, that they can try something completely different.
Yeah. That's true.
So I do like that about Miles Morales. So I'm excited to see that movie.
I love the first one.
Me too.
Stuff coming out of Marvel at the moment is so awful. We've got to get something.
Yeah.
We've got Sony have got to try and retrieve the situation.
Well, Sony seems to be doing okay with Spider-Man, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my next one. So is that it?
That's it.
Oh wow. Okay, wow. That flew by really quickly. We're gonna show some more on Mark's channel. So go over to Mark's channel and see the other 3 each. So bye for now.
Bye.